Hi, this is Jason Fielder with the Daily Forex Report for March 18th. We're looking at the US Japanese yen pair. This pair moved significantly lower today, forming an overextended bar and has since moved pretty low. If you want to look to trade this one, wait till it pulls back and then re-enter it. Now, we are looking for this pair though to move as high as 99.62, and on the low side we're looking at 94.76. Look for some resistance around 96.57 and look for some support around 95.65 in this particular pair. This pair dropped significantly, did not break some of our previous support though, so this pair may just return back to moving sideways. We'll just have to wait and see. The EURUSD broke to the upside today. It moved much higher. We are expecting this pair to move possibly as high as 138.97 and potentially as low as 128.66. Look for some resistance. Look for some resistance around the 1.3530 area and look for some support around 133.85. This pair has been moving sideways but moved much higher today. If this trend continues, we could definitely be in an upward trend over the next couple of sessions. Now the pound US dollar moved higher today. It is still moving sideways. The bias is sideways. We are looking for this pair though to potentially move as high as 146.83 and as low as 136.59. Look for some resistance around the 143.67 level. Look for support around 141.92. Switching over to the US Swiss, this pair moved dramatically down as well, and it has been moving sideways. Did break some previous support, but if we back out a little bit, this pair has been moving kind of sideways all along. It did hit some of the previous support levels, broke through some of them and closed it on some of them. Just have to wait and see where it finally ends up when it's all said and done. Now, let's look at where we think this pair is going. This particular pair could possibly move as high as 119.31 and potentially as low as 110.66. Now, look for some resistance, though, around the 114.84 level and look for some support around 113.50 in this particular pair. Now, what am I looking for during this next session? There are numerous overextended bars that we've gone through already. One that in particular that we are looking for is in the euro pound. This particular pair has, and let me zoom in, and it's pretty much at even, so that's good news. This is the largest overextended bar we have as far as distance, so we're looking to buy at 0. Let me give it a little more room here. Looking to buy at 0.9439 and looking to exit this particular trade around 0.9495. That's potential profit of around 56 pips. Use a risk to reward ratio of 1-to-1. Now, with that said, this has the potential to move up higher. Odds are that it will during this next session. However, this was due to a large news announcement, so it very well could pull back against you due to the gut reaction making it go so high and then pulling back. So that is just something to consider when taking this particular trade. Now, the pound had their jobless change for February come out today. It was worse than expected at 138.4K. The US CPI was worse than expected, but by very little. The consensus was it was going to come out at 0.0. It came out at 0.2%. Now, the US had their FOMC announcement, and the rates were held steady at a range of 0.0 to 0.25%. That wasn't really what moved the market. What moved the market was the Fed came out and said they were going to do an additional dump of liquidity of $750 billion into the system over the next 6 months, which would bring the total to 1.25 trillion this year that the Fed has dumped in liquidity to help try to get the credit market open and lenders start to lend again. I do believe that this will help significantly with that, and hopefully this will be the last time that the Fed has to do something like this to get things moving. So with that said, we do have the Canadian dollar releasing their CPI for February tomorrow at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, and the consensus on this is that we have it's going to move from 1.1% to 1.0%, so move down just a little bit. If that's the case, it really won't have an effect on the CPI at all. Well, that about does it for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.